Hello, 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 everyone. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to jump on here today. And today I am talking about tax advantages of rental properties. So I love, love, love rental properties. I love how you can generate wealth quickly through owning multiple rental properties. So I want to talk about that a little bit today and give some of those advantages. But before I get started, let me put this disclaimer all the way out there. I'm not an accountant, I'm not an attorney. This is just from my personal experience and from clients that I have worked with. I definitely am advising you to talk to your accountant and your attorney before taking on any of these strategies to learn how it relates best to what you have going on. So, with that being said, rental properties provide plenty of cash flow and lots of tax advantages out there. So, one of the things with that, before I really dive in to provide these tips to you, I want to first take a couple steps back to talk about how you can position yourself to even owning real estate. You may be starting from a position of zero and you're trying to figure out how to get to that next level. How can you own some real estate? Maybe you're low on cash, you're working on credit. What can you do? So, oftentimes, people will get started in the real estate world by first becoming a wholesaler. A wholesaler is someone more so like the middleman in the transaction. They find a potential seller, they find a buyer, they kind of marry the two together, and they make a profit off of doing that. I know lots of people that do this strategy, they find that it works best for them. I don't personally do wholesaling, but it could be a low entry point for you guys. Definitely lots of opportunity there by going that route of wholesaling. But the mistake that I often see when it comes to wholesaling is you kind of get in this cycle on wholesaling, wholesaling, wholesaling. When that money comes in, you're spending that money. And that is not, so we want to be clear here. Wholesaling is not investing in real estate. It is a tool or strategy to get you to investing in real estate. So when you're doing those deals and you make money off of that, at that point, you need to put money aside. So once you put that money aside and you start building up some cash for yourself, you can go into that next phase to build cash, right? So that next phase after wholesaling would be save up enough money. And as you find one of these great deals, these wholesale properties, decide to keep one of those properties or two of those properties for yourself. After you keep that property for yourself, you do a couple of fix and flips. Those fix and flips, you do the renovations to them. You're getting it low, you do the renovations, and then you sell that. And then every 2 to 3, possibly 4, depending on how much cash you generate from it, you want to then take that money. So every 2 to 3 flips you do, you take that to buy one rental property, and you just put that system on repeat, and then before you know it, you have built your portfolio. So you can immediately start with single family home for rental properties, or like a 2 family or even a 3 family. You can actually do probably a 4 family and be able to do that. Once you start building your portfolio of enough residential real estate, you can then start looking at some commercial projects as you start building cash flow. This could be all part of your long-term plan. It might take you 5 years to get to a point where you start owning some apartment buildings, but it's about start setting that plan in the beginning. Identify where you're trying to go. So those tax advantages to owning your rental property. So the IRS, they allow properties, they have great tax advantages when you own rental property. So number one, the IRS allows most rental property expenses to be deducted or depreciated. So when you're filing your taxes every year, you're allowed to deduct the property's expenses that you have, or you can depreciate it, saving you money. Number two, if you're paying a mortgage, the interest that you are paying can also be deducted from your tax return. And then number three, Rental properties are considered a business. So when you have a business, you get to write off expenses. So those expenses include travel expense. A lot of people will lease a car through that business, office supplies. Don't forget, when you have rental properties, you're going to potentially have a management company at some point. You know, if you're starting out, I definitely recommend, at least from the first 1 to 4, you kind of manage that property yourself, because you start to learn what's going on. So when you hand it off to someone else, you know what to expect because you have been doing this. But if you take on a management company, you're going to have management expenses as well, and you can also write that off. So these are a few things. I gave 3 examples here why owning rental property can be advantageous to you guys. Definitely lots of benefits there. The biggest thing is just getting started. Like I said, some people, if you have poor credit or need cash, you can start in that area of wholesaling and then work your way up. Build out your strategy. Think about what your future looks like, how many properties that you want to hold or have down the line as part of that strategy. And you really have to look at how much money you need to make on an annual or monthly basis to really understand how many properties you need. So some people, they have a property for maybe each bill that they have. So that's kind of like one way of doing that, but identifying how much money you need and then kind of breaking that down to see how many properties you need to own to get to where you're trying to go. So that is my tip for today. I love rental properties. If you are thinking about getting into the real estate business and you're looking for a strategy for you and your business of how to get started, we can definitely assist you with that. You can call the number that's scrolling below, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, as I provide lots of great information, tips and tools and resources for you guys as well. Have a good day.